Robert, were
Robert,
there
how did
any
you
injuries?
guys make out of the game with injuries? Just did anyone come out banged up when you guys reported back today?
No, they're going through their process right now, but we feel good about where everyone's at.
Robert, after watching the tape on Zach, is there any second day thoughts to put into context to what happened to him yesterday?
No, just everything we saw live, just pretty much was confirmed when we saw the tape, and there's things that he's going to grow from going through the experience of yesterday.
Robert, the offense so far through 2 games has only scored 20 points. What do you guys have to do to improve that number going into week 3 against the Broncos?
Yesterday I thought our offensive line came out and really established themselves on the line of scrimmage. They responded to that to the week one game against Carolina. We rushed for over 150 yards. They did a really nice job in protection, gave time. We're very clean in communication, and we move the ball. And so it's just a matter of staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, and converting big plays when they present themselves and getting in the end zone. DJ, we're right there. It's just we just gotta convert.
Robert, was Zach any different today? Did you talk to him about what happened yesterday, or is it just gone at this point?
No, I talked to him real quick. I'm going to talk to him again after these meetings. It was real quick. He's such a resilient young man. He could probably recite every single play that happened, and he's going to want to talk about it and go through it and learn from it. And I know he's going to get better from this. He's in a good place.
On the fourth interception, it looked like there may have been a miscommunication with Elijah. Maybe he broke off his route. Maybe he was supposed to keep going, and that's where Zach threw it. Was that what happened with there? Was there a miscommunication?
There was. There was a mistake in the route running, but even then, it's 2nd and 28. That's one of those take your medicine. Concede. Just take your medicine and get as many yards as you can. See if you can get yourself to a third manageable at best. But don't make a bad situation worse. So that's all the way across the board, from coaching the players, understanding the situation. It was, I think, 13-3 at that point, and early in the third quarter. And it's just one of those, such an unnecessary play and a self-inflicted wound on that particular one. So aside from the route running, just overall understanding of situational football was the culprit in that one.
Robert, I know during the preseason and training camp, a topic of conversation was whether Mike was going to call plays from the field or up in the booth. After the 2 games, is there any consideration to him going back upstairs, or does he like it down there?
No, the quarterback likes him down there, which is most important. Quarterback wants him down there to be able to have those conversations and the heart, all the conversations that they do have. I know you guys aren't privy to practice. But after every single series where offense plays the show team, they're back there when defense is up, and they're going through the entire script all over again. And so to have that same process for him on the sideline has been gold for Zach, and he appreciates that, and that's what he wants. At the same time, if you go back and just look at the way Mike called the game, I thought he did a really nice job. He really did. And if you look at the way that first half went, I think we dropped back to pass, just true drop back. I'm not talking play action pass or screen or anything. I think it was twice. And but Mike stuck to the run. He gave him some easy completions, and we moved the ball. We just got to get it in the end zone.
Robert, going back to what you said yesterday about Zach kind of learning that boring football is okay, that comment. Just curious, because since you've arrived, all we've heard is all gas, no brake. That doesn't seem to match up in my mind. So could you just kind of say, how do those kind of 2 things operate together?
Yeah. So that sometimes when people hear that whole model, that mantra of all gas, no brake, they confuse it with, all right, we're gonna turn the corner at 100 miles an hour when the speed limit is 25. Like it's not that. It's finding ways to get better, go to bed better than when you woke up. That's it. That is just put your foot to the pedal and just step on the gas with regards to becoming better at what you're being asked to do every single day. And that's a situation where he's got to be better. So that all gas, no brake mantra for him is that be boring. It's not about being electric and making the plays. And you just trust that if you stay ahead of the chains and you stay within yourself and you play the game of football and keep the team in an advantageous situation, other teams will panic. Other teams will force the issue. And that's where you can take advantage of your shots and your explosive plays. But, I could completely see that, but they're completely unrelated.
Robert, how do you manage that moving forward? Because obviously he has that excitement and that potential to make those plays, and you don't want to remove that from his game, but you want him to play kind of that boring football. So what's the balance between those two things as you move forward?
There's so many more reps. There's so many reps, he's got to quiet his feet down in the pocket. He's got to get his eyes to where they need to be within the progression of the play. And he's got to trust, the O-line did a really nice job in protection yesterday, and he's got to sit in there firm and play quarterback on drop back pass. But, that's all a process. Playing quarterback in this league is already hard. Being a rookie, playing quarterback is even harder. And, and we talked about this from the beginning, and I've said it here, that there's going to be some hair pulling moments. There's going to be some exciting moments. There's going to be unbelievable moments. And yesterday was a rough one, but it doesn't mean that that's the trend. He's going to get better from this, and he's going to have moments where it's like, holy cow, is he special? And when we get to those moments, we take them in stride, because we got to continue to get better from all of it.
Robert, we saw a reduction in Tevin Coleman's playing time. Could you explain what went into that decision?
It's a big credit to really Michael Carter was running his tail off yesterday. Ty Johnson ran his butt off too. And, this system has always been about giving it to the hot hand and letting it roll. And even though Tevin had a couple of really cool runs and established himself early, you get into the pass game stuff, but it's all with regards to the way the game flows. But all three backs I thought showed up to play, but hats off to Michael, man. He was electric yesterday, I thought.
Robert, what did you think of the way your defense played yesterday?
Defense was, considering the way, some of the situations our defense was put in, I thought we did a really, really nice job. The guys stood up. There's plays that we need back. There's from an efficiency standpoint, gave up more inopportune explosives. I think that's probably the word, or the explosives we gave up were big explosives that led to points. But they answered the bell, and I really, really, really appreciated the way the group finished the game. They had every opportunity to call it quits. It was 1st and goal from the 5-yard line, and all they did was knock them back and give them, hold them to 3 points, and just shows the mentality of the group and the pridefulness of the group, where I've seen a lot of teams just let the opponent walk into the end zone. At that point, they were still playing their tails off, and that's hats off to them.
Robert, you got a lot of questions from us through the summer about the corners, and have you been surprised or pleased by how Bryce and those guys as a group have played the first 2 games? What have you seen from them?
No, thank you. I'm not surprised. We can be better with regards to zone eyes and all that stuff, but Goodry, Michael Carter II, Eccles, Bryce have been playing fantastic. There's always and they're only going to get better with more reps and the things they see. They got tested on a couple of goal balls. Eccles got tested on a couple of goal balls, plus a comeback, and he was up to the challenge on 2 of them. Goodry got tested, and he won on 1. So it's they're going to get tested, and they're going to continue to win. And it's just, to me, it's a wasted effort by the offense. I mean, if they want to play the 50-50 game, we'll take it. But it's hats off to them. They've been doing a really nice job.
Robert, I just want to ask a follow-up to what your Denzel Mims explanation was yesterday. I didn't have this information, otherwise I would have asked it then. But when I went home and checked, the special teams component to that decision, he only Jeff Smith and Keelan Cole only played 1 snap each on special teams. So I think a lot of fans and probably us too wonder, like, how much of that, special teams component really goes into the decision on deactivating Denzel when the other guys really didn't even play special teams?
No, that's a very, very good question, Rich, and a fair one. But so Jeff is our starting gunner, and we only punted one time, and so there's your one rep. And on that one rep, he won clean on his rep, and he got all the way down to the forced a fair catch, which flipped the field back into our favor. So it was a very impressive rep by him. Something that if you see during the week, Jeff put in extra work before practice, after practice, during practice, and you're expecting him to get about 4 or 5 punts, but the starting gunner is such a critical piece with regards to flipping field position and maintaining field position. And he worked his tail off, had one rep at it, and absolutely dominated that rep, and really, really helped us out with regards to regaining field position.
Robert, if I could just follow up on that.
Sorry about that. We'll take a couple more questions. Guys, 1 second. We'll take a couple more questions for Coach. Sorry about that.
The Jeff Smith piece makes sense to me as a gunner, but it looked to me watching the film that Keelan's one special teams rep was the return at the end of the first half, where it looked like maybe you guys had a special return called because there was not much time left on the clock. So that one made
that's fair. Again, so when you talk about Keelan, Keelan is you consider him the 4 receiver. So as a 4 receiver, your special teams value isn't nearly as much as it is from an offensive standpoint. That number 5 has got to be a special teams guy. He's that goes to Brant, and Brant's going to want who we have to. Otherwise, you're going to put yourself in a very bad, especially against a team like New England, who has special teams stalwarts all over the football field. So, but yeah, when you're talking about the 1, 2, 3, that's offense. The 4 is a little bit of both. The 5 is special teams, and that's you can look at linebackers same way. 1, 2, 3 is defense. The 4 is a little bit of both. The 5 is special teams only, and that's throughout the roster. That's the entire NFL.
I just wanted to ask you about one decision from yesterday too that we didn't hit after the game. The first field goal, Robert. You have 4th and 3 at the 3, down 10-0. What was that decision like? Was that an easy no-brainer? You're kicking a field goal there, or did you think about going for it there?
No, for me it was easy. I'm about possessions, and I thought we had a really nice drive. Wanted to get points out of it. It's a 2-possession game. Let's get our points. Not a 1-possession game. We're playing pretty good defense, and we did. We got the ball back with. I believe it was we were able to keep it a 1-score game. I got to remember that, but even the second 4th down, it's a 3-possession game. We're going to need the field goal, and to give us a chance to get it to a 2-score game was especially after a sack was the thinking.
Do you ever believe as a coach in we say sending a message on a 4th down call and saying, you know what, I know what the numbers say, but I'm going to go for it here? Yeah,
absolutely. There's going to be times when we're down there and we go for it, especially because the worst case scenario is you end up in a backed up opportunity with the defense, pin them back, they punt it, you're at the logo anyway. But at that particular moment, thought we did a really nice job moving the football. We were moving the ball pretty good. We were running the crap out of it, and I thought it was very important for us to get some points out of it and get to a 1-possession game.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Recording stopped.
Everyone, we are not going to clear the room.